Alright, so it's been a minute since we done an update video on this LsSwap 240Z. You remember the 350Z suspension in. I got the Evil Energy LsSwap kit that come with their fuel cell installed, running to the fuel pump. The Corvette style regulator, regulating the fuel pressure to 58 psi for the 5.3, giving me one feed line going straight to the rail and doing the return there to the top of the fuel cell. In the future, I'll take this filler neck out and just make a solid plate and like silicone it and bolt it up in there. The underside of this car, I just kind of brushed some Rust-Oleum under it, and then after we kind of get it running and get ready to like fine tune everything before putting it on the road, I'm going to pull the suspension back out and undercoat all this chassis. I've got a bushing kit to replace the subframe bushings. You can see that diff bushing is torn there. I'm going to weld the rear end out of the 350Z and, you know, put new brakes and all that stuff on it, paint it up nice and pretty. But like I said, it's just kind of a piece at a time. So my supply line comes up over the subframe, and right here it'll go right along the right along that rail. I need to get some fasteners to screw it into the rail there, but it's going to run nice and pretty right along that rail for the feed, running straight up and over the engine. And you can see on the back side where it loops around the engine and goes to the fuel rail. It's that Clutch Masters kit. I need to, so I've got the exhaust in there, got the O2s screwed in that was out of the swap that I got this 5.3 from. For my like Amazon harness here, it came with a square 4-pin O2 connectors. So I want to get the adapter. I'd actually ordered an adapter, so in the future, whoever's doing something similar, don't be dumb like me and get female to female adapters, because I need male to male adapters for these O2 sensors. So I need to get those still. So what we're gonna do today is lower this thing, and I've got the ICT billet kit that I'm planning on using. Hopefully it works out for the serpentine system. I'll get it unboxed and show you guys what it looks like. And what I'm planning on doing the serpentine, I need to get that kind of figured out next before I can start doing like the oil filter relocation. After the serpentine, the oil filter relocation is worked out, then we can start wiring this thing up and try to make it run. So I'll show you guys where we're at on it. Alright guys, so this is the ICT billet bracket kit, the one I'll be running for the alternator and adjuster idler pulley, because all I'm running on this engine is the alternator water pump, and that's it, driven off the crank. So This should put the alternator right up here somewhere, right in here. An adjuster pulley right here. So all it's gonna look like is a V of a serpentine kit. And ICT billets already give the specs on what I think it's 63 or 64 inch belt to get. So that should take a lot of guesswork out of, you know, measuring and how aggravating that can be. Like I said, I'm hoping to dial this in and get it figured out, because what I want to do is make sure that I can run a bracket right here that is made by Siki for the oil filter relocation. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm hoping that works out is take the 10AN lines off the bottom of this ISR pan, run around the back side of the engine, mount a bracket that's made by Siki right here, and the oil filter right here, so it'll be nice and clean for oil changes. Like I said before, I could get the oil system dialed in. I need to address this first and see how much room we're going to have for the serpentine and the radiator too. I'm going to have to get that going, because you can see how far forward this subframe landed the LS3 or the LsSwap. There's not a ton of room up in the front of this engine, so we'll see how it works out. Alright, so as simple as that. You know, I've never done this kit before. Just followed along with the pictures for installation. It was real easy to follow. I have used some of the ICT products before. They've all been relatively easy to figure out, so I had confidence in this kit. You can see, give a 1/2 inch breakover bar to break over that pulley, and then it's got the bolt in the back to set it, tighten up and set it as needed for the adjustment. So we'll get the recommended belt picked up this evening and get that set on the next video, get the alternator cleaned up, and you know, this is just a mock-up right at this point, but like I said, now I've kind of got a system figured out where the serpentine's going to come up in this V shape around the alternator under the water pump, catch this adjuster pulley, and back around that. So it'll be a simple small V pattern of this serpentine system. On the next video, I'll show you guys how it works out with the belt, and start working on the oil cooler and oil filter relocation, and start on the wiring next. So I appreciate you guys.